What up, Raffalitos? Welcome back to my channel. We are here in Patterson. This is Movie Town. That is the Massey Mega Store. And beyond that building, that is the new Starbucks restaurant here in the Movie Town parking lot. And we're here to take a look at the Pasha Global 5-star hotel and resort. And there it is, but we'll get to it by walking along this route, which we haven't done recently. So here across from the parking lot of the Movie Town are emerging multi-unit apartments. So apparently somebody's building a number of apartment buildings in this neck of the woods. We saw them before in a previous video, and we're going to take a look at them as they develop, as they become more closer to completion. This is the drive-through for Royal Castle at the exit of the Movie Town parking lot. And that's looking back at, that is the back of the building, Movie Town. Right, that's the back of Movie Town. That's the Massey store. It's still early, it's about 7, it's actually before 7, maybe 6:30 on a Thursday morning, Thursday the 16th of January. And what we're doing is a follow-up, an update on Pasha Global 5-star hotel and resort. Now yesterday I just happened to be walking in town and I gave you my thoughts on the cash grants that the government is giving out. Those are my thoughts on the walk. They haven't really been fully discussed, so I'm going to probably give you a full discussion of that in a sit-down video. But there are other things, like I said, to consider. Not just the possible inflation of the Guyana of cost of living in Guyana as a result of flooding the market with cash, you know, which is good for the consumer, but bad because the sellers are now incentivized to raise prices because there's just a whole lot more money chasing the products that they're selling. But the problem also with giving out cash grants this way is like flooding the market, the Guyana economy with dollars also drives down the value of the Guyana dollar, particularly if people use those dollars to buy US dollars. So let's say a significant portion of Guyanese start buying up US dollars with their cash grants and sending that money abroad or spending it abroad, then that adds to devaluation of the Guyana dollar. So the government has been mismanaging the value of the Guyana dollar, as I said in previous videos. But so I have to sit down and discuss that in detail. How, you know, what are the ramifications of the cash grant? Some people can only see everything as a political position against their chosen political party. We're going to ignore those people because they're not very bright. They're not able to comprehend analysis that does not involve a political lens. So we're going to do an in-depth analysis of what the cash grant situation brings. Here we are. This is back on Train Line Road. So it's a weekday morning, and what they do normally is they close the train line road to traffic going east and force all the traffic to go west, so it becomes one way on a weekday. And that's what's happening here. I thought today I would make a closer examination of Pasha Global 5-star resort in order to get up close and to see what the progress on construction of the building is like. We're here on Train Line Road at Patterson. This is the location of the CARICOM Secretariat. Right, that's CARICOM Secretariat. I'm showing you this in relation to where we are. So CARICOM Secretariat is just a short distance away from the new hotel, Pasha Global 5-star resort. And on the other side of the road from Secretariat, there's this new building. It seems as if somebody's constructing either an office building or another residence, multi-unit residential building here on Train Line Road. So it could be an office building or a multi-unit residential building. Of course, that is an office building that is being rented by CARICOM for their offices. And of course, in this neck of the woods, there's also the convention center. Right, that is the National Convention Center, where the government now uses for Parliament. And all of this sand is piled up here as part of the expansion as well as new drainage works being done here in Patterson. So this is the drainage works being done here at Patterson. These drains are being constructed all the way down to the mall, right? The Giftland Mall at the back there. So this is the entrance to Giftland Mall. These drains are being constructed. The drains are being constructed here at Giftland Mall. On the road to Giftland Mall. That's the Sophia Convention Center ahead of us. That's the Sophia Convention Center. And behind it's Pasha Global 5-star Hotel and Resort. Now across from the convention center is the aquatic center. Place for swimming, national swimming team practices over there. There's a human rights and anti-corruption expo here. Or it's in the past, it's December 9 and 10. But the irony of this is, of course, that the Speaker of the House in Guyana has restricted or banned the use of the word corruption. So Guyana's way of stamping out corruption is simply banning the use of the word corruption. That means problem solved. You can no longer talk about corruption in Guyana. But we're going to talk about corruption on this channel because we're not in Parliament. Like I said, on the other side is the aquatic center. Here is the, I think it's a half-size swimming pool. It's a 25-meter pool, I think. Or is it a 50-meter pool? Looks like 25 meters from here. But that's where they practice. Swim team practices. But we are here for the Pasha Global 5-star Hotel and Resort. Now, what has happened since the last time we've taken a look at this building is they've added one more floor. I would be surprised if this building goes up more than 6 stories tall because of the way it's being constructed with rebar and cement. Because if you're going to go up 15 or 13 stories, you probably need to build with steel, because steel is lighter, more flexible than concrete and rebar. So for the people who tell me that this is going to be a 13-story building, I would rather wait and see. But for now, they have completed, let's see, counting the ground floor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 floors. I would say about 5 floors, 4 or 5 floors. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you count the ground floor, I would say there are about 4 floors that are completed now. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. They're working on the 5th. They've completed 4. The height is made up for 4 floors, and they're working on the 5th. But this is what is the state of play at Pasha Global 5-star Hotel and Resort. Like I said, on the other side, that's the National Aquatic Center here at Patterson. It's early in the morning. Morning traffic into Georgetown coming off the East Coast. Since the last time we've been here also, we haven't followed up on the construction and the widening of this East Coast train line road. Where we're going to actually add a few more lanes to it, and there are piles of sand. We'll be able to take a look at what has been done so far. These are some workers heading into Pasha. And this is what Pasha looks like. Now, as you get closer to this building, it actually looks massive. From far away, it might look tame, but as you get closer to the building site, it looks really huge. And we're going to see how close you can get to it by simply walking into the entrance. Right, this is the road to the entrance of the building. Let's see if we can take another look from this vantage point. That's Pasha Global 5-star Hotel and Resort. There in the distance, that's the East Coast train line road. You can see the sand has been spread out a little bit. Right, the sand has been spread. But let's go get a little closer to Pasha so we can see a little more of the building. Again, it seems as if they have made some progress in terms of the size, the amount of they've made some progress in terms of the number of floors that have been completed, but it's not easy to tell from this vantage point. Yeah, it's not easy to tell from this vantage point where they are in terms of the completion, how far they are. In other words, like, are they 50% complete? Are they 75% complete? I don't know. It seems as if, unless you know what their final goal will be, there's no way to tell. But we've been following this development from the beginning, from when they started putting in the foundation, and the foundation was massive. They had actually put in, I would say, millions of cubic yards of concrete to build a foundation for this building. So I wouldn't be surprised if they went up another couple of floors, but I don't know what the final number is based on the poster, right? So they had a huge billboard out front showing the artist rendering of the structure, and in that building it looked like it was a 6-story building, which means that it should be pretty close to completion at this point, right? So they've definitely completed 3 floors, and they're working on the 4th and 5th floor from the look of things here. So where they finally end up is to be seen. So this is the entrance to the work site. This is the entrance to the work site, and there are already people at work on the building, in the building, as you can see. And like I said, the first 3 floors are well defined, almost completed, but the rest of the building, so the first 3 floors seem to be defined, but the rest of the building, which could be another 3 floors, going up to 6 floors, is yet to be determined. So you really can't tell from here how much further up they're going to go. But this does give us a different perspective, right? A different perspective on the building. So this is not a regular rig. It's going to be a little shaky, but bear with me while I examine other angles on this building. So it turns out that they're actually building an L-shaped structure. So what you couldn't see from the road is that this is a massive L-shaped structure, right? What you couldn't see from the East Coast or the Trade Line Road is that this is an L-shaped structure. As you can see, they've actually built 3 floors of the L, and they've also added floors above the south-facing extension. Also, you can see they are going to go higher than the 3rd floor, which, like I said, should be about 6 stories. Guys are going into work. It's about 7 a.m. in the morning. A lot of these workers are now coming in, now arriving. A lot of these workers are Cuban, Venezuelan, and other Spanish-speaking South Americans here in Guyana. Of course, these guys bring a lot of skill in construction, skill and experience in construction, so we're happy to have them. So for those of you who are political minded, don't interpret my thoughts on this as anti-immigrant. I actually welcome immigrants to Guyana. We are a country of less than 1 million people. We do need as many people as we can get. So this is what's happening here with Pasha Global 5-star hotel and resort. Morning. So I've actually seen a lot of the construction work going on here in this neck of the woods. Over here, that is the Olympic Association, the Guyana Olympic Association. We've actually seen this building in the past. It seems abandoned, but I think it's active. I think it's being used. We've also seen down at the back there is a gated community being developed and a number of new houses being built. And on this side, this building that looks like some kind of school or institution is, I'm assuming it's private, but I don't know, I have no idea who owns this building. But it is a massive 3-story complex. But what we're interested in is the angle. This is the angle at which we can look at the Pasha Global 5-star hotel and resort. You can see the cranes are operational, they're moving, and the building is gaining height. They're adding floors to the L as well as to the front-facing side of the building. And it seems as if it's going to be really, really massive, all made of concrete and steel, that is rebar. Like I said, it's a bit surprising since most of the modern hotels in Guyana, like the Pegasus Suites and Corporate Center, like the Best Western, the Eden by Best Western, they were built with steel frames. So they actually built 9 floors of steel frame, and then they filled in the floors and the sides of the building, the walls and cladding of the building, the surface. This one seems to be completely built from the ground up with rebar and concrete, which is kind of unusual for a tall building because that rebar and concrete turns out to be very, very heavy, which becomes an issue with foundation sinking. Since the last time we've been here, they've actually built a sidewalk and put rails, side rails, so that's new. And they seem to have framed out a couple of new buildings in the housing development. So there's a housing development at the back, and there seems to be putting in some new houses. So that's what's new here. This is a building we've seen in the past. Dr. Frank Wuotai Budokan. I suppose it's a karate center. Or is that Chinese? Chinese is probably Kung Fu. Karate is Japanese, so probably one of the Kung Fu centers here in Guyana. But this is it, guys. This is what's happening with Pasha Global 5-star Hotel and Resort here at Patterson. Here in Patterson, the building continues to grow in size, and here at the end of the line, it seems to have built, this is new, sidewalks with handrails. Morning, morning. Who owns this building, you know? No, your building. All right, but this one, this new building here. No, but this white, this orange, this large building here, this one that you guarded.
This building here is the man that owns this whole building.
Okay, I realize you own both.
Yeah, yeah.
Good, good. Thanks. So apparently it is going to be some kind of residential building, which is kind of new.
Distance 7 miles. Duration 2 hours 15 minutes 58 seconds. Pace 30 minutes 38 seconds per mile.
Okay guys, so we're back to where we were the last time. This is Demerara Estates. I don't know who the owner of Demerara Estates is. Right, this is Demerara Estates. Somebody was asking, as I made a suggestion, I do a video about where, if you're looking to leave the United States in the next 4 years, where's a possible place you can live, and whether Guyana becomes one of those places. This is Demerara Estates here at Patterson. Morning. And they are building gated communities here. And I've just learned that this new building that I've been looking at for a number of months, maybe a couple of years, this building is also owned by Demerara Estates, and so it might also be a residential building for rental. But we're gonna have to wait to see how that plays out. But that's what's up in this neck of the woods. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. Remember, this is a exploration of Pasha Global 5-star Hotel and Resort. It's coming along. It's now 5 floors tall and almost 6, I guess, floors when it's completed. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening in the fastest growing country in the world, Guyana. Later!